So, thought of the day. If you were to go to any Republican or just even mildly right-leaning politician or public personality and ask them to publicly condemn racism, white supremacy, white nationality, and any potential terrorist acts from any of those groups, they would immediately and very publicly condemn those actions and condemn that ideology. However, if you were to go to any mainstream left-leaning Democrat politician or talking head and ask them to condemn all the craziness of the trans ideology, up to and including transing children, partial birth abortions, or even ask them to condemn all the people that came out and celebrated after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, they wouldn't do it. And they certainly wouldn't do it publicly. And this is a clear difference between mainstream right and left. And I use the term mainstream very specifically because the left is always accusing the right of racism and being Nazis and all this kind of stuff. Yet everybody on the right will publicly condemn that ideology. And yeah, sure, maybe there are some racists and Nazis who vote Republican, but they are not the mainstream. They are the extreme, okay? And most of, if not all of the right, condemns those people. But you can't find the same thing on the left. And that is because the left as a whole, with very few exceptions, has become extreme. And sure, you can maybe find the average Democrat voter that will condemn things like partial birth abortions and celebrating assassinations. But chances are they won't do it publicly. And it certainly won't be anyone prominent on the left. It won't be a mainstream politician or talking head. And that's a clear difference in 2025 between the left and the right. The extremism on the right is condemned, and the right does not want to associate with it. And the right will put it down when it can, even when it grows up on its own side. The left won't. They just accept it into the party. It is mainstream leftists who adopted the term MAPS, minor attracted persons, instead of calling these freaking evil people pedophiles, which is exactly what they are. It is mainstream people on the left who were championing, partial birth abortions, and it was laws being passed in New York and New Jersey and attempted to pass in Virginia and passed in Minnesota that were defending partial birth abortions and letting babies just die if they happen to survive an abortion. It is the mainstream left that advocates for transing children, right? Like the extreme has become the mainstream on the left, yet on the right is constantly fighting to get rid of the extreme aspects of its party and condemn them. That should speak volumes about the right and left in this country. And again, I'm libertarian, so I'm in the middle, but it's a clear divide between these two large portions of the population. You know, if you are forced to choose between the lesser of two evils, which unfortunately most of the time we are, the lesser of the two evils in today's day and age is clearly the right. Just hands down, no exception, end of story. It's crazy. The left is just grouping in all the extremists into all their mainstream talking points and ideologies. The right is always trying to push that crap out, trying to condemn it, trying to keep it away from the mainstream. I mean, if that doesn't tell you the difference between those two parties, I honestly don't know what will.